Now what about the woman in hayd? Can she recite the Quran or not? The qawl of jumhoor al-ulama, the majority of the ulama, is no. She cannot recite the Quran out loud. And this is the mu'tamid of the Hanbali, Hanafi and Shafi'i madhab. There are two aqwal from Imam Malik. Right? Ibn al-Qasim mentions from Imam Malik that it was permissible for the woman in hayd to recite the Quran. Other a'imma and ulama also from the tullab of Imam Malik reported from him mana. So there is two aqwal from the Malikiyah, but the jumhoor ulama no doubt said no. In our time, many a'imma and ulama have given jawaz on this. If you go to Islam QA, or if you read the works of Shaykh al-Albani or Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen has both aqwal if you read his different works, but khair, many a'imma. And this has become like a very popular opinion nowadays that she can recite. Why? Because it's an easy opinion for those sisters that in hayd they still want to memorize the Quran and they want to teach the Quran. So many people, especially from tullab ilm, lean towards this opinion that you can. But you have to stick to adillah. This is not this 20th century or 21st century, whatever, taqleed is something amazing, where like you left the earlier a'imma and then one alim takes an opinion and khalas. No, you have to look at the evidences. So what is the evidence regarding the person in janaba? Clear hadith, that's done, right? But now, those a'imma who said that the woman who is in a state of hayd can recite the Quran, they said, well, this hadith mentions janaba and in junub, so it doesn't mention hayd. Well, that's not really a dalil, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a man. He doesn't have hayd. So the fact that there is no hadith that Rasulullah didn't recite the Quran in hayd is not a dalil, because he wouldn't get the state of hayd. So there's something ajib, like I read these books and I don't know how they take that to be a dalil. Tayyib. The second dalil for those, including many a'imma and ulama that I respect, but I respect the truth more, who said that a woman can recite Quran in a state of hayd, they said, well, there is no sarih dalil that is established that she cannot. And that means in every state you can recite the Quran, that's the am. So where is the dalil? Tayyib. Is that true though? The first dalil I will present, and I wrote a risala on this issue, but I'm going to try to summarize a little bit. Why? Because most of my contemporaries and my fellow students, graduates of Islamic universities and so on, they're very quick to jump on the opinion that she can without looking at the evidences. Ibn Abi Shaybah, in his Musannaf, he mentioned the hadith, and I'll mention the sanad just because there's such high grade of rawat. He mentions from Waqi' ibn Jarrah, the great Imam Alim, from Shu'bah, the great Imam Halim, from Ibrahim, the great Tabi'i, Imam Alim, from Umar ibn Khattab. Tayyib? So Waqi' from Shu'bah, from Ibrahim, from Umar. Tayyib? Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, the Khalifa, Amir al-Mu'mineen, he says in the hadith that no doubt to the sanad of this hadith, it's Sahih hadith. They have no doubt to the sanad. Not only the Sahih, those are, if you know ilm al-rijal, those are amazing narrators. Tayyib. He says, لا تقرأ الحائض القرآن. All these people, where's the evidence? Go get Musannaf ibn Abi Shaybah, look it up. Now this hadith is from Umar ibn Khattab, it's not marfu'an. True, but is there a dalil? Of course it's a dalil. فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم عليكم بسنتي والسنة الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين. If Umar ibn Khattab gives a clear opinion, tayyib. If that was not enough, there is also Ibn Abi Shaybah in the same bab from Ibn Abbas, from Abu Huraira, from Jabir, from Amir, from Abdullah. All of these Sahaba, they gave the clear evidence. Tayyib? Tayyib, let's look about what about marfu' hadith. There is the hadith that is famously called in the books of Takhrij, the hadith of Ismail ibn Ayyash. One of the narrators here, Ismail ibn Ayyash, from Musa ibn Uqba, from Nafi', the great scholar of Medina, Nafi', from Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma, from al-Nabi, from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, لا تقرأ الحائض ولا جنب شيئا من القرآن. that the haid, the one in haid, and the one in the state of janaba should not recite anything from the Quran. Now, what is the problem with this hadith? As the Shaykh al-Albani and others have pointed out, the problem with this hadith is Ismail ibn Ayyash. Ismail ibn Ayyash is a strong narrator, except when he reports from people other than Sham. And it's very important for you guys to understand this, because everybody's like a weak hadith, so just throw it away. No, take it easy. Take it easy. Do some research. Ismail ibn Ayyash, why does he have a problem with adl? No. No problem with his moral character. What's the problem? He used to take notes from the ulama of Sham and hearing hadith from them, from tabi'un and tabi'un and so on. And he was good. Then he traveled to Hijaz and to Iraq and to places to learn hadith, and he took notes. But when he was coming back to his homeland of Sham, he lost his notes. Some of the ulama of Tariq, they mentioned that the caravan was robbed, sometimes he lost. Anyway, when he got back to Sham, and he would report the ahadith he heard in Hijaz and Iraq and things, he would make mistakes. So al-Dhahabi and others, they mention that when he reports from the people of Sham, no problem with him. But when he reports from the people of Hijaz and stuff, he makes mistakes. There is a chance that there may be a mistake because he lost his notes. So that weakened the hadith. That is true. Because who does he report from? He reports from Musa ibn Uqba al-Hijazi. So the people of Medina. Tayyib, after Musa ibn Uqba, Nafi and Abdullah ibn Umar, khalas, no problem with hadith. But there is a problem here. And most of the ulama, Shaykh al-Albani and many ai even Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, they looked at this as a hadith da'if. But I spent a lot of time researching this one hadith. A lot of time. And I found that Ibn Kathir, he had strengthened this hadith. And when I mentioned this to some of the graduates from some of the Islamic universities, they didn't believe me. I told them I found it in a book called Irshad al-Fiqh ila ma'arafat adilla al-tanbih. Al-Tanbih fi Furu' al-Shafi'i is a book of Abu Ishaq, the great Shafi'i scholar, and Ibn Kathir, he wrote a takhrij of the hadith and so on. They told me this book doesn't exist. Except when I found it. This book does exist. And in it, Imam Ibn Kathir, the great Mufassir, the famous Hafiz, of scholar of Quran and Hadith, he said about this Hadith, إنه روى من حديث مغيرة ابن عبد الرحمن وأبو معشر مدنيين عن موسى ابن عقبة فقوى الحديث. What did he say? These people don't research, people don't spend the time. Everybody, okay, Ismail ibn Ayyash from Hijazi, hadith da'if. No. Ibn Kathir says that yes, there was a chance that the hadith was weak because Ismail ibn Ayyash could have made a mistake. But there are other narrations from Mughira ibn Abd al-Rahman and Abu Ma'shar who are from the people of Medina. And they did not report, Ismail ibn Ayyash is not in the sanad, and they reported from Musa ibn Uqba, from people of Medina. So that doubt that Ismail ibn Ayyash could have been made a mistake has been mitigated by these other reports. Even if these other reports may have other issues, but they don't contain Ismail ibn Ayyash. So we do know that Ismail ibn Ayyash did not make a mistake because there are others who reported the sanad. This is why many ai including Sheikh Shu'aib al-Arnaut and others, they consider this to be Hasan. And Mullah al-Qari and them before him, Ibn Majah and Nisai have reported this hadith. Tayyib. So this hadith, no doubt to me, is Hasan li ghayrihi at minimum. But let's leave that. Let's say it's da'if. Okay, khalas, it's da'if. What do you do with the hadith of Umar? What do you do with the hadith of Ibn Abbas? What do you do with the hadith of Abu Huraira and Jabir and Amir and Abdullah and other Sahaba? Those are also adilla. Tayyib. Now there is a hadith, Aisha radiyallahu anha said that I was in a state of junub, of haid. I was in a state of haid, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would put his head on my lap and recite the Quran. They present this as a dalil for reciting the Quran. This is a dalil for opposite. If Aisha radiyallahu anha could recite the Quran, then why would she, in a state of haid, be wanting to hear the Quran from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? This is a dalil that she couldn't. If you look at tashbih of junub and haid, again, Junub, there is a sarih dalil from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Obviously, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not have state of hayd, so that hadith should show hadath al-akbar. So on and so on, and I'm summarizing here. The adilla show that a woman in a state of hayd cannot recite the Quran out loud. Tayyib, I mean, I know people don't like this opinion, but what can I do? I can't make up opinions. I can only follow adilla. The dalil is there, khalas, I have to follow adilla. What if she's memorizing the Quran? Well, take a break, memorize some ahadith, go learn some fiqh. Makes any what can I do? I can't make halal what Allah made haram. Sorry. What if she's a teacher of Quran? Vacation. Go teach hadith for that week. Do something else. Sorry. It is what it is. Right? Tilawat al-Quran. Like this is like somebody saying, well, she likes to make salah. So what about in her type of hayd? Can she still make salah? No. Sorry. Vacation. Right? Allah made it for you. So we have to stick to adillah. Khalas. That's clear? I have a risala, inshallah I'm going to publish it soon on this, so I'll give you more adillah on this anyway.
That's specifically about tilawah, right? Not just...
This is tilawat al-Quran. Touching the mushaf, obviously no.
Yeah.
But if she contemplates, she goes over the Quran in her head without making an audible sound, no problem with that. Because that is not considered qira'at. If she makes adhkar with the niyyah of dhikr, hatta min al-Quran, even from the Quran, for example, ayatul kursi. Ayatul kursi from Quran, but she recites it with the niyyah of dua, this is jais. This is not considered tilawatul Quran. Mu'awwidatayn, or any other ayah that is used for ruqya or dua with the niyyah. Tayyib, you will say, what's the difference? Still Quran. An-niyyah. Tayyib, read to me alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, right? Will you get any reward for it? No. Those are ahruf. But read to me alif, lam, mim with the niyyah of tilawat al-Quran, you will get 30 rewards. Difference. You are junub instead of janaba. You say subhanallah, you can say it. You can say sami Allahu liman hamida just as a dhikr, not in salah. You can say it, but you cannot do tilawat al-Quran junub. What's the difference? An-niyyah.